Well, Dean, a big win. Dean, a big win. Was that an afternoon when your extra class, extra quality really made the difference?
Yeah, I thought we'd done really well from start to finish. I thought we dominated the game from start to finish. They didn't really have any sustained pressure on us. I don't think they had a chance. Did they have a chance? I don't. Maxie never made a save. But the attitude of the players, absolutely tremendous today. And I thought we had passages of play where we were back to our best little bits. If we can just sustain it a little bit longer, then and they have a bit more belief. But we played some good football and we sort of mixed it up a bit. Gareth Taylor caused them lots of problems in the air, and Mangy caused them lots of problems on the ground. Andy Morrell, and the three in midfield played well. Yeah,
still a bit of frustration at half time around the place, but did you sense that the goal was always likely to come?
Well, I mean, how many could we have? I mean, Curtis has got a header there, got on the end of something, should have scored. Andy Morrell's control one in the 6-yard box first half. We had loads of chances. Mangy's gone through, hit one over the bar. Mark Crichton flicked one round the post. Then the header at the back post, he's headed in the goal, he's made a save. And it's typical of this league. We scored goalkeeper's mistake and a long throw.
Yeah, talk about luck at this level and perhaps needing it sometimes. That was a big stroke of luck, wasn't it, with a keeper? If you call it luck, that is. But I mean, it was a big error that led to the goal.
Yeah, it's a mistake, but I've told Andy that if he chases lost causes and keeps chasing them, you get a bit of luck. If you keep chasing things, if you don't chase after the goalkeeper there, the goalkeeper doesn't make a mistake. So he's forced the mistake out of him, and I'm pleased about that because that's one side of his game that he needs to. He's been a goal scorer all his career, and probably neglected the other side of his game. But I'm trying to teach him what is required to play higher up.
And obviously, given what happened last weekend with the 2 goals conceded, there's always the fear, I suppose, that that a goal may go in at the other end. So it was important to get the second one, wasn't it?
Yeah, and it was the second goal going in. I mean, we had a chance to score the second goal 3 or 4 times, but the second goal sort of made me relax a little bit. But past wounds tell you something bad could happen, and it never. But we got 74 points, and results have gone for us today. So fantastic day for us.
Yeah, to put it into context, it was an important victory. It just nudges you a step closer now to the playoffs.
Yeah, well, I mean, Kidderminster drew, York got beat, Fleetwood have won. If you'd have asked us for one bad result to go our way, we'd have probably took that, but a couple of them have gone our way. I think Darlington still had a chance, but they got beat as well. So I think Kidderminster played Tuesday night. That's their game in hand, and we'll see what happens there.
Did you go into the game worried at all about what the atmosphere might feel like, given the news yesterday, the winding up order, how things may play out?
Well, of course, yeah. It obviously doesn't help, and what I would say is if you see the atmosphere in the ground today, all the Wrexham fans have come out to support the club and support the team. We've got a big crowd in there today. I thought it was the best atmosphere of the season. They've all got behind us. They never, normally teams will come in and say, keep it quiet for 20 minutes, the crowd will turn on them. The crowd never turned on the players at all. They were as patient as we were. And you can you just imagine if we get a bit of success? The club's been starved of success for years, and if we get a bit of success, and I'm convinced that if we can get out of this league, we can get out of the next league, providing things are right behind the scenes, which at the moment they're obviously not. But I don't know what's happened, but all my job was today was try and persuade the players that they were going to get paid.
How did you feel when you heard that the winding up order had been imposed on the club?
Well, I'm disappointed for everybody. I mean, disappointed for the town of Wrexham, really. But I think it's going to be sorted. I don't know whether it already has, but what I've heard, it already has, but I'm not sure. But every Friday we seem to have a bombshell hit us, and this is not the first time it's happened. We have to respond every Saturday afternoon. Every week there seems to be a protest at the ground for something, and the players have got used to it. Maybe we should try and wind the club up again next week.
It might work. Your understanding, though, is that the bill will be paid off long in advance of the court hearing, which is scheduled for May the 11th, which obviously isn't great timing, is it, if you're in the playoffs anyway? But you think it will be resolved?
Well, I don't know what's going on. I hope so.
So it won't get to that stage?
Well, I don't know. To be honest with you, I don't know. All you can do as a football manager is eliminate mistakes. Excuses from the players, and that's all you try and do. You know, you try and cover everything about the opposition. You try and cover everything about yourselves. Try and get organised so everybody knows what they're doing, and the players can't come off and say, "Well, this happened, and there's an excuse for this," and all these things that keep coming out of the woodwork. They're just another excuse for the players to not perform. But I have to say, I've got a great group of players in there. We've got some experienced heads in there who's happened to them before. You know, last night I'm getting phone calls from players worried to death, girlfriends crying, or some getting married and wondering can they pay the bill. Some having babies, wondering whether they can pay the bills for them. And it is a worry, and it's the same in any job. For example, you, Ian, today you're interviewing me. If you got a phone call earlier from the BBC saying it was getting wound up, would you be able to interview me properly? Or would your mind be elsewhere? And that's the danger.
No, absolutely. And are you saying the players haven't been paid then?
No, they have been paid, but that's what they're worried about. If the club's getting wound up, obviously, you know, they change the padlock on the gate and you can't get in.
Yeah.
So that's what they'll be worried about. And it's not just the players, it's their families and their wives. But I can, you know, and it's happened to some of them before. So all credit to them today. They've put it behind them. You know, I've tried explaining to them in my team talk before the game that everything's going to be all right. And they've gone out and performed today and not froze and showed what they're made of.
But just a final question on that. I mean, it would clearly be a crazy situation for you to potentially be in the second leg of a playoff, and the following day, or the previous day, the club is wound up.
Well, I mean, it's not worth thinking about, is it? We've got... All I can say is, like, the fans today have turned out to support the team. Everybody wants the club to do well. Well, nearly everybody. I think, you know, most people want the club to do well. We've got the club going in the right direction. It's took me 2 years to actually get it going in the right direction. And I think if I can get out of this league and get out of the next one, and all I can concentrate on now is the next match.
Thanks, Dean.
The players have all been saying, Dean, that we'll get to the playoffs. No, there's no being worried about that. Are you feeling the same way? We will get to the playoffs?
I've told them we're going to get promoted for 6 months, and to keep believing we're going to get promoted, and you know, and we've got to think that way. I mean, we are potentially 3 games away from League 2, 3 wins. You know, and I'm counting the playoff semi-final as 1 game. You know, you win next week. That might be enough. You win in the semi-final, you win in the final, you're in League 2. So we've got ourselves in a position where we're that close, we've just got to hammer the nail in.
Well done today, thank you.
Thank you, Dean.